So how do large media companies innovate? How should they approach this ever-changing world? And there's a great word that I like to use from the military background. It's called VUCA, which is an abbreviation of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And this is really our world that we're facing today, because all of these things are converging. For media companies, this probably means that it's a parallel approach of doing what you do well today to sustain revenue streams to some degree, but being well aware that this could either peter out and sort of go away, or it could easily crash completely, as we've had in many other industries, for example, in banking or others. So what you need to do is to create a second stream of new ideas whose sole goal is to kill the mothership. Right? So you create new ideas that you can incubate internally or externally that are looking to take away what you have and replace it, because that is what everybody else is doing. That is what all the startups in California and Silicon Valley and in China and wherever they are trying to do, which is to take away your reason to exist. So if you can parallelize the same thing, then at least you can keep that risk in-house and try to replace yourself in the long run. And one thing that's really helpful in that context is to imagine what would happen 5 years from today if we hadn't changed, because basically what we're looking at is that in 5 years it's quite likely that half of your revenues will come from different revenue streams than today. And if you don't actually innovate, you will lose half your revenues, which means you're finished. So part of the motivation behind innovation is always going to be two things. One is pain, which is good to realize that you may be experiencing some pain, and the other one is love, falling in love with an idea. And usually it helps for companies to imagine both happening and creating some foresight about where things could be going to actually find the motivation to change.